Here's a thought on how you can combat the trend of the theonomists, or the general equity theonomists, that is growing today. This is some behind the scenes on my thought process. So ask how and if they disagree with Rushdoony or Bahnsen. And when you do that, make sure you have some quotes ready from them. So for example, you say, Bahnsen has made some extreme statements, and Bahnsen called himself a general equity theonomist. So when you say you're a general equity theonomist, do you mean the same thing that Bahnsen meant? Now let's talk about what Bahnsen actually said. He said that the civil precepts of the Old Testament, the standing judicial laws, are a model of perfect social justice for all cultures, even in the punishment of criminals. All the statutes revealed by Moses for the covenant nation were a model to be emulated by the non-covenantal nations as well. That's a very strong claim. And in Sam Waldron's analysis, there is no doubt, therefore, that Dr. Bahnsen, for him, general equity does not refer to general moral principles underlying the case laws, for example, the scope of the Ten Commandments. He's not saying that the case laws are no longer binding. Instead, general equity to Bahnsen refers to the case laws minus their cultural expressions, which are to be applied in an equitable manner cross-culturally in today's society. If you can get the theonomist to say that they do agree with Bahnsen, then you can point out, well, Bahnsen was removed from his teaching position because he was in violation of the Westminster Confession of Faith. So you disagree with Calvin, and ask them, do you go so far as Rushdoony to call Calvin a heretic? I don't think Bahnsen did that, but people that agreed with Calvin concluded that Bahnsen was not in agreement with the Confession of Faith. So they are in a hard spot if you can point that out. And then you can say, well, if you're not agreeing with Bahnsen, then show me exactly where you disagree. Show me how you're not that. And otherwise, because of the way you keep on talking about it, we're going to have to assume that you are fairly close to Bahnsen. This is how I would approach the theonomists, and I would put them in the position of being on the back foot, having to explain how they are not, in fact, in violation of the Reformed tradition, which they claim to be representatives of.